And Court, it was pretty warm yesterday. The house was getting uncomfortable. I'm kind of glad to see the temperatures are going to be taking a dip.
Yeah, we left those windows open late into last night, and we had the ceiling fans on, and that's something that, it's just that sign of the changing season, but now we're going to feel a big change today as well. Temperatures not as warm, and we'll have gusty winds on the way for today. Those winds really ramping up heading into this afternoon. Some showers possible today, but wet and cooler for tomorrow. We'll see more showers and cooler conditions on Friday, and then even more wet and cool weather from this weekend in through what looks like potentially the entirety of next week. So a huge shift in the weather pattern after that nice teaser of mid to late spring conditions we had Monday and Tuesday. A live look outside right now, Highway 99 south of Chico in Butte County. This is around that Neal Road exit. No travel impacts on your way out the door this morning. Temperatures in the low to mid 50s in the valley, 50s to lower 60s for most lower foothill areas, and lower 30s to lower 40s in our mountain zones this morning. Now we've got the wind advisory going into effect for the valley and foothills at 2 p.m. this afternoon. That'll last through 8 p.m. on Thursday. Gusts in those areas up to 50 miles an hour out of the south possible. Sustained winds 20 to 30 miles an hour. High wind warning going into effect this afternoon through early Friday morning for Modoc and northern Siskiyou County zones where gusts could reach 70 miles an hour. So these are winds that could knock down tree limbs into power lines or roadways, causing power outages or travel impacts. So remember, if your power goes out, you can download the Action News Now mobile app and always have the latest information you need to stay safe and prepared right at the tip of your fingers. Checking in with winds right now, they're pretty modest this morning, still out of the southeast to around 6 miles an hour. But check this out, 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts possible in Butte County by 8 to 9 a.m. and then 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts for most of the valley this afternoon with 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts in Redding. Those winds staying substantial overnight, but not as bad as what we're seeing later this afternoon. 20 to 40 mile an hour gusts throughout the day tomorrow, and those winds staying pretty substantial into early to midday Friday, but not as bad as tomorrow. So the peak of these wind impacts is going to be late this afternoon into this evening, and it's going to be bad out there. Those winds are going to be a nuisance, putting a damper on what otherwise would be a really nice afternoon for us. Satellite and radar, mostly clear skies now after we had some clouds brushing through overnight into this morning. High pressure to our south and east continuing to act as a bit of a blocking pattern to keep us, for the most part, dry today. But now we've got this stronger trough of low pressure rolling towards the west coast. It's going to drive up those winds, but we're still seeing, for the most part, bright conditions and dry weather for today. Shower chances closing in on the coastal range and northern mountains this afternoon. As we move through the day, it's mostly sunny skies on your way out the door at 8 a.m. Still mostly sunny at noon. Start to see some clouds moving into the northern mountains in Shasta County late this afternoon into the evening with that threat of showers and thunderstorms. Not looking likely we're going to see anything in the valley today, but Trinity and Siskiyou County zones likely to see some showers this afternoon. Start to see better shower chances throughout the day on Thursday, and those winds are still pretty substantial. Now, this isn't anything to write home about as far as storm systems are concerned, but this late in the wet season, this is a pretty decent storm. And then Friday, widespread showers, 4,000 to 5,000 feet at the snow levels. Saturday looks to be a bit of a lull. We'll see dry weather to start the day Sunday, and then Sunday midday into the afternoon, shower chances returning and even heavier rain and snow on the horizon early to midweek next week. So checking in with the rain totals through Thursday night, we're looking at around 1/3 of an inch to around 1/2 inch of rain possible along the eastern zones and northern end of the valley, over an inch for the northern mountains, up to an inch in the foothills. We'll see a bit more on the way for Friday. And then really Sunday into early next week is when we see those really ramping up quite a bit. Snow totals, meanwhile, we're looking at about 1/2 foot to a foot possible through Friday night. Could see another 1/2 foot to a foot possible from Sunday through the middle of next week. So this is going to be a big deal heading forward. 60s for the most part in the northern mountains today. We'll end up in the 60s to maybe lower 70s in the Sierra and Southern Cascades, 60s in the foothills, temperatures in the low to mid 70s in the valley, 73 in Redding and Red Bluff, 73 for Chico, 72 in Orville today. Mostly sunny, but again, gusty winds this afternoon. We'll see cooler and wet weather likely Thursday. Similar conditions to Thursday on Friday, but not quite as bad for the winds. A little break from the wet weather Saturday into early Sunday morning, and then we see more showers widespread with even cooler temperatures Sunday afternoon through early to midweek next week. So get ready, Kelly. This is a huge shift in the weather pattern. Today is the transitional day. The big impact is the winds and then much wetter and cooler weather on the horizon for the rest of that 7-day forecast.
Okay, probably be more seasonal like. Okay, thanks, Court. Yeah. It is